Today's letter activity can be done with any letter of the alphabet. I'm using the letter K since that is our letter this week. Of course, when it comes to practicing writing our letters, I am the biggest fan of using a yellow marker to write our letter on a piece of paper as a model to our students, then having them trace over it with as many colors as they would like. However, today we're going to change it up a little bit. I'm going to be doing mine on the wall. I would recommend doing it on a table though. So what we'll need is some paper, and we're going to draw a large letter on it and a little toy car. So one activity that you can do is use your car to trace on the letter. So what you'll do is you'll start at the top and you'll drive your car down the letter K. You'll pick up your car, then you'll drive your car up the next line, pick up your car, and drive your car down the last line. Now you can do this for both your uppercase and your lowercase. Here's another variation of that activity. What you can do is think about the shape of the letter that you are going to be drawing and cut using computer paper or scrap paper the shapes that you need to build the letter. I then also colored it to look like a road. You'll want to tape it onto your surface that you want your child to draw on. So here is my letter K. And it looks like a road. Now, another thing you can do is to help teach your child when to go and when to stop and when to lift up their car is you can make little signs, like a green circle that says go and a red stop sign that says stop. You can then tape them on where your child should start and stop each line. From here, your child can use their car to then start here and go, then stop and pick up their car. Go to the next go sign, go and stop, and again, go and stop. I hope your family enjoys this little activity that you can use with your kids' toys, or if you don't have a car, you can draw a car and make it, or just use your finger to drive on the road. This is a fun numbers activity that you can use at home. What I really like about this activity is that it reuses items that we already have before we recycle them. So what you're going to need is a black marker, some grocery ads that we get in the mail after you've used them and before you put them in the recycle, and a container of some kind with some little pieces of paper. Now, on the little pieces of paper, you're going to write the numbers 1 through 10 on them. Just like this. And then you're going to fold them up and place them into the container. You'll shake up the container, have your child pick one number. I picked number 4. From there, we're going to write how many number 4s are on this page. Okay, so that is our goal right now. We're then going to look at one page of an ad. Here's an ad. And you'll see here that with a black marker, I looked on this page and looked for all the number 4s and circled them. Then I'll go back and we're going to count how many number 4s are on this page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I found 5 number 4s on this page. Okay? This activity will help with number identification, fine motor skills and being able to write and trace the numbers. You'll also want to help your child as much or as little as they need. This may mean leaving them to complete the task independently if they're capable of it. Or it could also mean sitting with them one-on-one and pointing to each number that you see on the page and saying, is this a number 4? No. Is this a number 4? Yes. This can be a great activity, and from page to page, you can pick a different number, or maybe from ad to ad, you can pick a different number. The weather is finally getting nice, so we'll want to spend more time outside. During the day at school, we would be spending at least 20 minutes per class outside, if not a little bit more. Now, every day I encourage everybody to get outside and get some fresh air. Normally, I'm sure you all like to go to playgrounds in your area. However, this isn't very safe right now. The only playground that would be considered safe would be one that's in your own backyard and only used by your family. One of the great ways that we can get outside to get fresh air is to go for a walk as a family. Sometimes it can get a little bit redundant going for the same walk each day, so try to make a mission during the walk. Today's mission will be a color scavenger hunt. Our color this month that we've been reviewing is the color yellow. As you go outside, look around for anything you can see that's yellow. Take your phone or your tablet with you and take a picture of the yellow objects that you see. I went outside just now and I found 4 yellow objects. I found a yellow bush, yellow daffodils starting to bloom, yellow on the bag of gardening soil, and yellow on my recycling can. I didn't even have to leave my front yard just to find 4 yellow things, so imagine what you can find walking around your neighborhood for a couple minutes, even up to 30 minutes. Now once you get home, you're going to want to review what you found as a family. Now, what I would recommend is writing on a piece of paper the color yellow in the color yellow using a crayon or marker that's yellow. That way you can really reinforce that, look, we found a yellow bush, and this is the color yellow. They're the same. Review all the items that you found and see if you can continue building up the number of yellow items that you find going on different walks and on different paths. We'd love to hear about everything that you found that's yellow. Be sure to email your teacher or talk to them on the phone to let us know what color activities you've been trying at home. Today we'll be making some dinosaur bones from things that we have at home. This activity is a combination of sensory, functional play, being able to cook even though we won't be eating the dinosaur bones, and following instructions. So, what you're going to do is you're going to make a salt dough recipe. Salt dough consists of 1 cup of flour, a half a cup of salt, and a half a cup of warm water. Now you'll combine these in a bowl and you'll have to use your hands to mix them. So this is a great activity for your child to be able to dump in the different ingredients after measuring them out and then using your hands to be able to mix the dough. Once the dough is mixed, it will look a little something like this. It's a little bit sticky and some of the residue will get on your hands, so you'll have to make sure that your kids wash their hands after they use it. Now, what's really cool is that kids can play with it and they'll be able to make anything they want out of it. However, today we're going to be trying to make dinosaur bones and fossils. So this can be done by taking a piece and forming it into any shape that you think a dinosaur bone could be. That could just be a simple line like this, or you could make it look like more of the classic bone shape that we all know by pinching the sides so that it has that bone shape. Another thing you can do is to make a fossil. You can do this by taking a piece of dough, rolling it into a ball, and smushing it with your hand. You can then use a dinosaur toy if you have one at home to push an imprint into it. I don't have any dinosaur toys here today, so what I'm going to do is use my finger and I'm going to make an imprint of what I think a dinosaur claw could look like. Okay? Now, the next step will lead to more of our functional play for another day, but you are going to have to dry your dough now. There are 2 ways to dry your dough. You can bake it for 1 to 2 hours at 250 degrees Fahrenheit in the oven, or you can air dry these, but it takes about 2 to 3 days for them to dry. So what I did is I took mine, lined a cookie sheet with some parchment paper or some foil. I placed my bones and my fossils onto the sheet. I cooked these ones for about an hour and a half at 250 degrees Fahrenheit. I took them out to cool, and now that they're cool, we have some solid dinosaur bones and fossils to play with, which we'll get to tomorrow.